Okay. The next topic, please do not type any more question right now, बहुत पूछ लिया तुम लोग. Okay. Now coming to the performance of the UN. Okay. So, performance of the UN. See, during the Cold War era, a couple of points I would like to talk about, that is, UN, during the Cold War era, it functioned quite well, we can say. First of all, please remember, the UN managed to prevent a third world war. It is a big success, prevented a third world war, which UN, the League of Nations could not. League of Nations failed, but the UN managed to prevent a third world war. That is the biggest achievement. There is no doubt regarding this. And also in the disarmament front, please concentrate on my class, do not concentrate on typing questions. Okay. On the disarmament front, many successes are there. Many successes are there. For example, the UN and its institutions managed to help signing the NPT, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, Chemical Weapons Convention, Biological Weapons Convention. Okay. Then also many other treaties like Outer Space Treaty. Okay, Outer Space Treaty. We have signed even the UN CLOS, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas, UN CLOS, Antarctica Treaty, the use of Antarctica or the misuse of Antarctica Treaty. We have signed under the UN, we have the Montreal Protocol. Okay, ultimately, and we have created institutions which are supporting the health and development and everything. So, a series of treaties we have signed, we have codified international law, international law. We have even the law on seas, I mean not only the use of the resources and things like that, the movement and so many things we have done. So, many disarmament treaties, and also in the socio-economic front, organizations, the UN system including FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization, UNICEF, UNDP, UNESCO, now WHO, whatever be the limitation, please do not ignore the role. I mean, they are, of course there are limitations, we fully agree. Okay. And all these institutions have played a very crucial role in the development, the socio-economic development of the world, absolutely no doubt. It prevented a third world war, it could create many institutions and treaties. It is not a small achievement, but at the same time there are during the Cold War era, we can say during the Cold War is till 1991, during the Cold War era, the US and the USSR, it is a bipolar world, USA and USSR, bipolar world, two big powers, two big groups. Okay. So, bipolar world, and the US and the USSR perfectly matched each other, and we say at the time the success was mainly in the socio-economic front. Both US and USSR spent lot of money to bring, because since the bipolar world, they wanted supporters from the third world countries. So, they lavishly spend money in the UN organizations and all, UN system, and a lot of socio-economic development achievements were there, and because both of them perfectly match. So, many a times we say during the Cold War era, the US and USSR used veto power also indiscriminately, and we can say the UN was a victim of this bipolar politics. the bipolar politics. The UN was a victim of the bipolar politics, but it managed to, the socio-economic field, definitely a lot of improvement was there. And also the UN peacekeeping operations, wherever the UN peacekeeping force were sent, UN peacekeeping operations were quite successful, because very limited number of peacekeeping operations, and it was by and large successful, we can say. It managed to have the peacekeeping operations quite successful, absolutely no doubt regarding this. But on many other fields, because of the veto power, they could not become active also. But in the post Cold War era, see, everybody thought that after the Cold War is over, if the bipolar politics ends, there will be lot of activity by the UN. That is what we all expected. But in the post Cold War era, the UN is a victim of the unipolar world. Now, the US is the sole superpower, especially in the 1990s. The US wanted to take decisions based on only their ideas and their self-interest and their national interest. So, since 1991, things started going out of control, we can say. And the first big failure of the UN, is the Gulf War of 1991. That 1991 Gulf War, when Iraq attacked, or Iraq captured Kuwait. Iraq captured Kuwait, and Saddam Hussein was in power at that time, but the UN as an institution, see, because the Kuwait was captured, so naturally there is a lot of injustice to Kuwaitis. Saddam Hussein was the aggressor, but to teach Saddam a lesson, or rather to give justice to the people of Kuwait, the UN decided, the UN Security Council passed a resolution, and it was decided that the UN forces led by USA will attack Iraq. Now, just imagine, UN as an institution was created to prevent war, to bring in peace. But ultimately what has happened, the UN passed a resolution and authorized the US led country, the UN led force to attack Iraq. So, the organization which was created to prevent a war ultimately ended up in fighting a war. This was the biggest and the first failure, that was in 1990s. Okay. So, the UN as an organization, the first failure is the Gulf War. In the Gulf War, the UN led forces, it is called a UN led force, and they were attacking Iraq to liberate Kuwait. So, that was a big failure, and absolutely no doubt regarding this. Then subsequently in 98-99, during 98-99 in Yugoslavia, when the Yugoslavia as a country was breaking down, in Yugoslavia, to help the Kosovo Muslims, just to help only the Kosovans, the Kosovo Muslims, the minorities there, the US led NATO attacked Yugoslavia, okay, to help the Kosovo Muslims. NATO countries, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the US led countries, NATO attacked Yugoslavia, the then Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia as a country is no more right now, and the successor of Yugoslavia is Serbia. Serbian leader at that time, the Slobodan Milosevic. Okay. So, Slobodan Milosevic. To teach him a lesson, the NATO attacked Yugoslavia again. See, Yugoslavia is a member country. Yugoslavia as a country is not doing the right thing, because Yugoslavia is violating all norms, and it is persecuting or rather killing the minority Muslim community, the Kosovo Muslims there. But the point is, UN as an institution, they should prevent the war, but the UN could not do anything. NATO decided to attack Yugoslavia, and the UN could not do anything. So, it is a second failure, the big failure I am talking. A third big failure was in 2003, when USA and UK decided to attack Iraq once again, because Saddam Hussein was still in power at that time. Even NATO is not there. NATO has more than 40 or almost 50 countries are there. But in this 2003 attack, George Bush and UK Prime Minister at that time, Tony Blair, both of them decided, no other country participated. They both attacked Iraq. Saddam Hussein was finally, it is destroyed, the second Gulf War. This is the second Gulf War. It is second Gulf War, and in this nobody could stop, the UN could not stop. Iraq was attacked, Saddam Hussein was dethroned, he was ultimately captured and killed, everything is fine. But UN as an institution could not do anything, because US, the number one country of the UN, a veto wielding country in the Security Council, no resolution against the US, nothing, and the Iraq, the UN could not prevent this attack. In 2006, Israel attacked Lebanon. Israel attacked Lebanon. Again, one member country attacking another member country, the UN could not do anything. UN did not do anything because Israel is a chamcha, Israel is a product of US, and the US prevented any Security Council resolution. Ultimately, Israel attacked, it was a bloody war, hundreds of people got killed. So many such failures. Now you see in 2014, another example you can put it, in 2014, Russia captured Crimea. Again, a veto wielding Russia capturing a portion of Ukraine, and no action against Russia. UN Security Council could not do anything, because they are holding, even in the LAC, the line of actual control in between India and China, China has veto power, and China, it is a known fact right now that they are redefining the boundary line, at least hundreds of square kilometers of land they have claimed and they have already occupied, and UN or any organization is not able to do anything. Even in the line of actual control, they are not able to do anything, UN is not able to do anything. Even in this pandemic, the UN, no UN resolution, nothing, because nobody wants to take any responsibility. Ideally, the UN should have been taking the lead. The countries like US or USSR or China, all these countries should have been coming forward to have a global response. No such global response, because now in this case, in the pandemic issue and all, nobody wants to take responsibility, no country, nobody. The US is busy, Trump, you know it very well, he was busy in his election year, so he did not want to do anything. China did not want to even say about that, because it is a Chinese virus, they did not want to talk about that. Russians have other ideas. So there is hardly anybody to talk about the global issue. The UN has almost become a dead organization. There is no action. After the end of the Cold War, we initially it was the unilateral decisions of the US, the Western powers, and slowly, and all the leadership, even the US lost interest in the whole thing, and ultimately what we can say is, there is a unilateral decisions being taken or no decisions being taken, because of the and the UN has become an agent of the West. UN has become an agent of the West, and the UN has become an agency to legitimize the actions of the Western world, or legitimize the actions of the veto wielding countries. And we can safely say that we have the UN as an institution lost its primacy in dealing with the global problems. UN as an institution lost its primacy in dealing with the problems of the world. Okay. Whether it is environmental issue, whether it is global warming, whether it is this pandemic, whether it is resolving bilateral disputes between the countries. Slowly, when the UN was created because of the interest shown by the leaders like FDR. Now the same leadership in America is not interested at all in this kind of things. They are only talking about America first and this and that. They lost out completely. So the UN as an institution has failed to, especially in the 21st century, the UN as an institution has failed to talk on behalf or take the leadership. The leadership will come if the top country, the permanent 5 take leadership for solving the problems of the world. Unfortunately, that is not happening, and in the process the UN as an institution has become quite redundant.